Alright, hey guys, what is up? Rip here, and today I'm going to be bringing you some information on the Valentines update. There's not much, but there is one big thing, so I'm going to be covering that. But other than that, I just want to thank you guys for 100 subscribers. We finally hit it. Really happy, because, I really didn't think I'd ever get here. My first ever time, posting on YouTube. I just didn't even think that 100 was possible. So I thank you guys a whole ton for getting me to that 100 mark. I love you guys. But yeah, other than that, let's get to the video. Alright, first of all, probably the biggest thing, you guys have probably noticed that there's a little, I don't know what it is. It's like a different hand-to-Midas feature. It's kind of like a buff / nerf, which doesn't make any sense, but I'll tell you why. But the hand-to-Midas took a little change, and if you've used hand-to-Midas, you'll notice there's a little pot in the top right. Now, what that is I don't really know how the gold is calculated, but it's a large chunk of gold, like a large chunk of gold, and it's good. It's a lot of gold, but the method is different. Now, in one of I think my first ever Tap Titans video, you guys know that I told you to use hand-to-Midas on bosses, right? And then after you killed that boss, you keep tapping and you still get the same amount of gold that you'll get from the boss. But now they've changed that to where as soon as you kill the boss and go on to a normal Titan, your gold changes. So, that method of doing it on the boss and whatever doesn't really work anymore. So that's a quick thing. That's the nerf part out of it, but the second part is the buff. Now, the pot gives you a ton of gold. Again, I don't know how it's calculated, but it is a lot of gold. Now, the only buff part about this is if you're pushing, because if you're not able to fly through bosses and Titans really fast, then you're not gonna get that pot. Now, the pot changes because on bosses you get more gold, and on normal Titans it's just gold. Again, don't know how it's calculated, but it's only good when you're pushing. So this roll will really only be good like if you do the fire sword or the war cry and then fire sword combo, and then instead of just war cry and then fire sword, it would be war cry, fire sword, and hand-to-Midas, or you can just do one. But yeah, pushing now, you kind of have to use hand-to-Midas when you're going up a good chunk of levels. Now, this kind of does suck, because if you do the war cry and fire sword combo, you're gonna want to add hand-to-Midas onto it just cause. But you don't have to. You could wait for like a war cry from like a fairy, or a fire sword from a fairy, or a hand-to-Midas from a fairy, and then just activate war cry. So there's ways around it. But since they did kind of like nerf it in that way, you kind of have to just, roll with it. And it's going to take a lot more mana, but it's something you got to get used to. Now, second, I don't know how this works. It's happened to me once, but I don't know how it works. So what it is, at least from what I've heard, is when you prestige, and I don't really know when you have to prestige, or like if it has to be a certain amount levels higher than the other, but when you prestige, you get equipment. Again, no idea how this works. It's only happened to me once. I was just randomly playing one day, like after prestiging, after like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden I just got 5 pieces of equipment out of nowhere, and I don't know how it works, but that's what happened. So if you guys can, let me know in the comments how the equipment prestiging thing works. I'll make sure to highlight your comment if you know what it is, or just leave the link to like a Reddit thread that can help people find out what the prestiging thing is. But yeah, that's really all for the video. There's not much. Again, thank you guys for that 100 subscriber number. That's crazy to me. You don't even know how happy it makes. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys. Make sure to like the video, comment if you have any questions. Also comment if you know how the prestiging thing works, because I would really like to know that, as well as my viewers. So thank you guys, and peace out.